The triple option crystal ball is brought to you by Bet MGM. Each Wednesday throughout the NHL season, pick the skater you think will light the lamp first in the game. If it's not your player, though, but he does score the second goal of the game, you get your stake back. You only get that here with the Sportsbook Born in Vegas. All right, BetMGM right now has us looking at the Ohio State, the defending national champs, and what they're going to do this upcoming season. They just completed their spring game over the weekend. Right now, they have it at, here it comes, Mark. It's the half, 10.5 regular season win total that BetMGM has set for them for 2025. The over set at plus 100. The under at minus 125. So 10.5 regular season wins for the Buckeyes. We'll delve into the schedule in just a moment, but things to keep in mind. Probably going to have 15 players from that national championship team getting drafted next week in the NFL draft. You got a new OC in Brian Hartline. Matt Patricia comes in as your new DC. You've got a new quarterback coming in. You've got a new running back. You've got all kinds of holes to fill. And I know
you got
Ohio
new pass
State
rushers.
Yeah, Ohio State is like, let's just reload, right? It's stormtroopers. One goes down, another one's in your face. But man, Coach, this feels like a big number. This feels like a lot of holes that Ryan Day has to fill this offseason.
It does. And again, Vegas is right on the mark here. I mean, that's 10.5. And I think they'll win 10 games. And remember, the standard's been set by the Wolverines leadership, an old team, a team full of seniors. Penn State's trying to do that this year with the back, tailbacks coming back and Aller coming back. So I got him at 10 wins. I think they're, they've recruited at a whole different level than anyone else in college football, I think, in the last 15, 20 years. Well, I thought we always recruited good. Man, I see these rosters, my gosh. What they've done, and they had a good spring game. They love the quarterback Sayin, that the Alabama transfer. You have two new coordinators. Matt Patricia, that's going to be the biggest change because I think Brian Hartline is just going to keep going along with the Chip Kelly, Ohio State, Ryan Day offense. So I got him at 10. I look at their schedule, and I'm going to hand it off to Mark here in a second, but at Wolverines, at Wisconsin, I don't think those are top 10 teams this year. I don't know if the Wolverines will be a top 10 team. They still got some rebuilding to do. Wisconsin, we saw them up close and personal. That was a top 10 team at one point. I think they're going to get back at that point with Coach Fickell. But the Wisconsin team we saw last year, that's not that awful trip that it used to be to go to Madison.
Yeah, the two toughest tests on paper, at least, are home.
Texas, Penn State. Yep.
Texas, Penn State. And that's no disrespect to the Illinois, Wisconsins, and Michigans, obviously.
It's just facts.
At Illinois, that's a tough one.
It is. All right, so it opens up August 30th at
Texas
home versus Texas. Mark, what have we been saying? Like, we haven't been calling it a push. It's just sort of like we're going to put a hold
question
on that
mark.
One. Question mark.
Like,
all right.
It's just
so
a
one question mark.
Yes.
Next week, Grambling State.
Win.
Next versus
Ohio.
The
win.
Bobcats. Win. At Washington.
That's a long way to go.
It is a long way.
I got it as a win, though. I'm taking it as a win.
We're at 3. Home to Minnesota.
Dub.
4.
Win.
At Illinois.
Win. At Wisconsin. Win.
6.
Versus Penn State. Question mark.
Okay. 2
at
question
Purdue.
marks.
At
Win.
Purdue. Win. Versus UCLA. Win. Versus
8.
Rutgers. Win.
9.
Here we go.
At Michigan. Question mark.
Question mark. So that's 9 wins
And
and
3
3
question
marks.
I don't
And
have
10.5 is the number from BetMGM.
I don't have them going over 10.5. I have them at 10 wins. I don't have them going. They went 10-2 last year, made the playoff, and won the national championship. 10-2 is more than enough to make the playoff and get yourself in the dance to go win the national championship.
Sure.
I feel like between Texas, Penn State, which hasn't been able to do the job against Ohio State,
Right.
but they got the guys coming back. We'll see. We'll see. It's to be said. And we all thought Ohio State was just going to Molly spank that thing against the Wolverines last year, and they did it.
Molly spank.
What's a Molly spank? I have no idea what that is.
Just, Mr. Miyagi, just wax on, wax off, just wax it. We thought they were just going to polish that ass. You know what I mean? But they did it. So I got 3 question marks, and I got them winning 10 games. I got them going 10-2, going back to the playoff again. So 10-2. I'm taking the under on the 10.5, that hook.
Coach, you're about there?
Yeah, I'm a 10-win season. I think that's actually a hell of a season with a new team. And you know what the new team is by the end of the year, Mark? It's not a new team anymore.
Right.
It's an old team. So they'll be a veteran team by the time they get to Ann Arbor. So,
Coach, does this year's team need to be better than last year's team to get back to the national title game? Can they be the same? Can they be less?
every coach's dream is to have a grown-ass man in that locker room, that take care of the business. That, remember, after that loss to the Wolverines last year, there was a team meeting, and the senior leadership stood up and said, we're enough of that shit. We're coming back, and we're gonna get it done. And that's exactly what they did. Give credit to the coaches, but that doesn't happen with a young team. There's no chance that happens with a young team, and they did it.
Would you characterize this as a young team, Coach?
Inexperienced, absolutely.
They have great coaching, great culture. They have talent that they've been recruiting. They're one of those teams, Rob, that you say, like, yeah, we're accustomed to 15 guys going to get drafted to the NFL. We're accustomed to that. So we got guys in waiting who are ready to step up to the plate and are ready to step up to the challenge. And I feel like Ohio State is one of those programs, just like, Alabama has been, just like Texas and, these big programs who are accustomed to guys going to the league, Georgia, et cetera. I think Ohio State's one of those teams who are just going to reboot, rebuild, and fire away again. So.
It's been a long time since the Buckeyes lost anything more than 2 games. A long time.
Yeah.
2011 was the last time.
That fan base expects double digits every year. They usually get it. Julian Sayin, again,
right.
seems to be the quarterback. We know Coach Day is going to wait until deep into summer camp, and why wouldn't he?
You're welcome, Ohio State. You're welcome.
Yeah,
your quarterback.
Right? Former Alabama guy, 5-star
you guys
recruit.
Are welcome.
Second year, 6 foot. They listed him at 6'1", but it's more like 6 foot. So there's some concerns about his height. In the spring game, 17 to 24, 175 yards.
Are people really still concerned about a 6-foot quarterback?
Apparently they are.
Like, what are we doing?
We got to throw over those 6'5", 6'7" monsters.
It's fine. Just put him in the shotgun. Like, he's fine. I played with Drew Brees, like Russell Wilson. Like, we are fine. Justin Fields was what?
Well, all the last Buckeye QBs are all like in that 6'5" down to like 6'2", 6'3" window. Haskins and Stroud and all those guys. So they have a little more length than Sayin. Coach, what have you heard about Sayin in Columbus?
Yeah, they say his anticipation, his very live arm from different arm slots, where he gets the ball out. He's real dynamic and adaptable at that position. And I've been hearing about him. I actually stood next to him, and he's not only 6 foot, but he's a little slight.
Yeah,
but I'm
skinny.
sure, another year in
slender.
the weight program and getting bigger, and because, you're going to get hit. But they, the ball comes out of his hands real nice, and they think very highly of him. And you know what they're doing? They're going to keep the other guys around. But everything I'm hearing, it's saying is a quarterback.